initially was like, okay, let's do this for like 12 months. And then by month 2, we made our money back. And since then, we've started to get more clients. I would say the YouTube clients in specific are like the most qualified, like high intent leads. It's funny when you hear about other people talking about when they started content, they're like, yeah, like I feel like I already know you. Like I've started to have that experience with people who hop on sales calls.
Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm here with Skye, one of our clients. We've been working together for quite a few months right now. And yeah, Skye, can you quickly introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, my name is Skye, like the big blue sky, and I run an outbound sales agency.
Yeah, thanks so much for taking your time to actually do this. So first thing I wanted to ask you is, because you got some clients from YouTube already. So can you kind of like walk us through how did it happen? How were the leads and what type of clients did you get?
It's actually been a really surprising experience. So my business partner, Caroline, is the one who pushed me to jump in with you guys initially. I've always kind of like pushed off content. I'm like, oh, I don't have time for it. It's going to take forever to see results. And we got a cold email from you guys. And we're like, oh, this is a pretty good cold email. Let's check these guys out. We hopped on a call. It seemed like a great program. And when I jumped in, I initially was like, okay, let's do this for like 12 months and we'll, hopefully get results. At the very least, we'll start to build an audience. And then by month 2, we made our money back. And since then, we've started to get more clients. I want to say we've been together for like 7 or 8 months or something now. Um, but yeah, the clients come in off of our YouTube, they fill out the application. And I would say the YouTube clients in specific are like the most qualified, like high intent leads that we get.
Yeah, and I wanted to take a step back here and just like ask you kind of like how your business changed because we've been chatting about it right before starting the recording. Can you kind of like tell me, how your business changed when you like 6, 7 months ago and how it's looking like right now and the plans for the future as well?
Yeah, when we first started together, we were really just launching our done for you side of the business. And like I was telling you before, we started here. We launched the done for you component as a performance-based model just to make it really easy for people to buy, get good results, dial in our process, collect testimonials. We checked all those boxes, but in the process, we were surprised because we started to get more and more clients from content, which we just didn't expect. And now um, it's nice because it's not just this like thing that generates leads. It helps to warm up our calls. Like people will hop onto calls after they watch like out a couple of our videos, whether it's like the VSL or it's like a very tactical and specific video. And it's funny when you hear about other people talking about when they started content, they're like, yeah, like I feel like I already know you. Like I've started to have that experience with people who hop on sales calls. And I like really cut my teeth and took my first 1,000 sales calls just on cold leads. So it's like a very different experience to have someone hop on and like be that warm and feel like they already know you.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people also think about, for example, they think about YouTube or content and they just think about the aspect of getting leads from that. But I think the big part is also just using the content to nurture the leads to, even use the content in the pre-call flows or stuff like that, just like warm people up before the call. And this is like where sometimes like magic happens because people jump on a call,
Yeah.
they feel like already know you and the close is like way easier. And I wanted to ask you here because like you run an outbound agency and you also like, do you think it's important right now or, in the future to like have some kind of like personal brand, have some kind of like place where you can put the content out and like, do you think it's important right now for people like you, for agency owners?
I think this was a big belief breaker for me because like probably everybody, I'm a huge fan of Alex Hormozy and Layla Hormozy, and they're big proponents of like one channel, one offer, one avatar. And I think that it's great, but um, personally, my experience, I got better results from everything. Like it just feels like content, it can be its own like lead source, but it really the value for me has been just like an amplifying everything else. It makes the outbound more effective. It makes the sales calls higher converting. The cold leads, convert higher. They can see like, oh wow, like he's actually puts out useful stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like it helps out in all these other parts of the business. So to answer your question, I do think that it's super important, especially as an agency, to have a personal brand, because how is someone going to make a decision to work with like Joe Schmo, no name, I've never seen anything online about you before, versus someone else who offers the same thing, but they've got a following on YouTube?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I even heard that like Alex from Moz right now, I think spends around like $70,000 per month on content, like crazy numbers. So yeah, I think that it's getting quite important
Yeah.
for him. And what do you say also, like, I wanted to ask you how the process looks like right now when it comes to like YouTube, and kind of like, can you describe the time commitment from your side and kind of like, what we do in the process?
Mm. So it's actually been, it's gotten easier. I still do spend some time like scripting, and I guess full transparency for anyone watching. When I jumped in with Brand Dive, we were very much in like this grind stage of our business. And so I didn't take any days off. I worked on the weekends, and like the goal was really just like number one is client results and making sure that we have a good product. Um, and I didn't want to sacrifice that to make content. And my belief was that, I just needed to dedicate like every waking hour to just delivering a good product, and then I'd make the content on the weekend. So for me, it was like I did do it like outside of like quote unquote work hours or whatever, but I've gotten better at it. And I'd say if I really had to quantify it, I was producing more content when I first started with you guys. I've like kind of ramped it down a little bit, but um, maybe 2 hours a week or bi-weekly. But I mean, at least recently, you guys have also like come to us with like proactive like content ideas that are either like really easy to execute on, or like you took all of our testimonials and I didn't even know that like we could or that we should do this, and you just chopped them all up and made it a video, and then I didn't have to make anything, and it's like a bomb video that I can also now use in my sales process, and it looks really good, and we didn't have to do anything for that. It was already done.
Sure. And I'm curious to know, is there anything that surprised you about like YouTube in general? I mean, the content?
I think just the speed of results, honestly, like that's the biggest thing, because I put off content because it was like I'm not going to see results for a while, and I need to just focus on more direct response style strategies. But we did just see results really quick. The other thing that I haven't mentioned that was also surprising, and it's honestly, it's like the thing that keeps me going, because sometimes it is like challenging to be like, I got to make another video. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like I'm so busy. But people start reaching out to you and they're like, hey, your channel is so valuable and it's helped me out a lot. And they'll never be customers, but it's like, it's not the only reason why you put out the content. And it's really nice to get that feedback from other people. So it feels good. And that was like a surprising thing about starting to do content.
Yeah, and I think also like what you mentioned is that a lot of people actually, subscribe, they watch the content, they really love it. And as you mentioned, like they kind of become clients maybe right now for the offer that you have. But also like the big thing is that sometimes I saw people that, build the audience, they had their main offer and just were getting clients for that. And then they decided to introduce like a lower ticket course or like some kind of like mastermind. And then like they got a lot of clients, at one time just because they launched this new offer that was kind of like more suitable for more people. And also like it's a good way, I think, later down the line once the audience is bigger also to make even more money from that. That's definitely good. And maybe kind of like a bit of a self promo here, but like if someone's on the fence of working with us, what would you tell them?
Just do it. Just do it. Absolutely. Just do it. It paid for itself way faster than I thought it would. It paid for itself before the first, like period of our engagement that we agreed on. The onboarding process is super smooth. They help you through the entire thing. I didn't even have recording equipment. They told me what to buy. So it was like everything is carefully thought out and designed to make it easy for you to just like sit down at your desk, record the content, and get started. And I'm really glad that I did, because it has had a super positive effect on our business.
Thank you. And you've been doing YouTube for some time already. So do you have an advice for people that want to, start out from complete zero, they have no experience? Like, what would you tell them? Like, do you have an advice for them?
You'll probably be better at giving the advice, but what has worked for me, at least recently, in terms of like, one, putting out stuff that I think brings in like the high intent leads. I'm sure I could grow faster if I put out different content, but also like the like ease of execution, I think, especially for like an agency style business, is like making your product your marketing. And so
Mhm.
it's like, what is much easier for me is to like do really good work for our clients, document it, record it. And then that's the stuff that it seems like, my audience is wanting to see right now too, or at least one of the things that they want to see. And it just makes it easy, because I know that as I'm like building a campaign for a client, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Right when I'm done with this, I'm just going to record a video, and then that's my YouTube video for the week. And I don't need to like figure out like what kind of crazy content am I going to make. I can just literally document exactly what I'm doing, and it just works.
Yes, yes, amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna, if so, anyone's looking for help with outbound, I'm gonna leave a links down below to your website. I'm gonna leave a link to your channel as well. Go ahead and subscribe to Skye's channel as well. Thank you so much again, and I'm looking forward to chatting to you soon.